So I'm realizing that a lot of people in South Africa has experienced gender-based violence in one way or another. You may have not been a victim, or you may have not been a perpetrator, but you could have been a bystander. At some point in your life in South Africa, you have seen or experienced gender-based violence. And if you have never seen gender-based violence happening, please comment below. And I'm starting with this because a lot of us see it and we do nothing about it, men and women. I think that's the first question we need to ask. Why don't we do anything about it? The most common answer I get when I ask that question is a lot of people say, it's not my place. A lot of people say, I don't know, there's this common one that people keep saying, and it's, what if I help this person? Not even, people help the victim, and the victim chooses to go back to the perpetrator, is the reason why people don't do anything about gender-based violence. I mean, for a great example, look what happened in South Africa. Babes Udumo got abused by Mampinja. The whole country didn't do anything. Or well, the whole country tried to do anything about it, but nothing happened about it. They're still together. So I don't want to look like I'm doing nothing about the situation that I spoke about last week, because there's no valuable update about the situation. Because if a whole country can't do anything about gender-based violence, what can I do about it? The thing that we have to understand about gender-based violence is that it doesn't need mediation. It literally doesn't need mediation. It doesn't need elders to sit down and have all the family members come together and have a conversation and say their sorries and then let the people go and be. That's not how you deal with gender-based violence. When I think about how to deal with gender-based violence in any given way, I would like, or I would love it to be dealt with through the law. And another way that people or my community would love to deal with gender-based violence is through violence. People want mob justice. People want to... People made an example with what they do in Israel or Iraq or somewhere, one of those countries. They said that if a man commits a crime, they cut off his hand. If a man rapes a woman, they cut off his... And the problem with that is, I like that idea, but the problem with that idea is that there's more than one way to violate a female. You can violate a female with your tongue, you can violate a female with your foot, your nose. There are so many ways to violate a female that human beings don't even need testicles to violate females. And I'm going back to gender-based violence and mediation, is because there are so many situations that I know of where there has been mediation, and they don't turn out in the best ways. They literally always turn out in death. sorry to say. I know situations like that. I'm getting trauma from thinking about my own gender-based violence experiences that I've seen. My thing is, with the situation that happened 3 weeks ago, it becomes a thing of, what does this girl want to do about the situation? Because I can go and have a conversation with this girl and be like, yo girl, let's go to the police station and let's open up a case. And then if she says no, I'm out of options. There's nothing I can do. I have to wait for the worst. Another thing is that we have to understand why females stay in abusive relationships. And through the research that I've found is that a lot of females are staying in abusive relationships because they blame themselves for being abused. So to end this video, I just wanna give the basis of what gender-based violence is. And on the website that I was on, it says that gender-based violence is experienced by people who don't conform to their assigned gender roles. It is experienced physically, sexually, emotionally, financially, and structurally. And it is prevalent in intimate partners, acquaintances, strangers, and institutions. The most common form of gender-based violence is violence against women and girls. And most people that commit this act are men, which is why I'm having these conversations with men. Gender-based violence is when men feel entitled to have sex with a woman, or they feel they have control over a woman. And that is why I am having this conversation, because it has gotten out of hand in South Africa, where women are living in fear. So again, I'm having these conversations to educate myself, to educate somebody that is watching this, to educate men and boys, and to make my difference. And I want to end it off with a quote by Peter Makubane, who was a photographer during the 1976 Soweto uprising. And he says that a struggle without documentation is not a struggle. So literally, this is my documentation of the struggle. It's war. Thanks for watching.